In the last few weeks, more and more new individuals have found the Video Game Fight School channel. So I want to go back and revive what I think is my position, or I would say one of my most controversial positions on exclusivity as a whole. For the Xbox fans, they're not too fond of this because I believe that since Xbox is leaning into its third-party alternate character, it needs to bring its games and dump them on PlayStation. Because it's already winning with Minecraft, it's about to actually see an interesting level of win with Call of Duty. It saw a little bit of it last year after it acquired Activision Blizzard King. And at the end of the day, when you actually boil it all down, they're here to make money and they want to take the Microsoft approach with the Xbox brand. Now, to this, some Xbox fans have actually disagreed with me, which I can understand. In fact, a comment here really did inspire me to go back and dig up some of my videos, so I'll show you guys these videos based on this opinion of mine. This particular fan of mine, Illinois Gaming, shout out to you, 4204. You said if you want Xbox to port all their games to PlayStation, then to remain consistent, wouldn't you want PlayStation to port their games to Xbox? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. Because I'm not too fond of exclusivity, and actually I made a video about this, actually two videos about Spider-Man possibly being on Xbox. I made two of them 2 years ago. I don't know if I made any other ones, and we talked about it. One of them, got like almost 40,000 views, and the sentiment in general were people saying, well, it's all well and good. There's some possibility with the Activision acquisition, because I actually did rely that information on how the market may shift when Activision, is finally owned, or if it will be owned by Xbox, and we may see PlayStation eventually find more ways to still be able to squeeze out profit from existing titles. However, the general sentiment was like, no, this is more than likely not going to happen because, as we know, PlayStation has a very interesting, uncanny way of pretending that Xbox does not exist. In their money hatting, they'll usually block games from Xbox. They'll do all kinds of things to destroy Xbox if they possibly could. I do not know what the personal beef is, but it seems like for them, the antagonistic approach that they've taken towards gaming against Xbox as a competitor is showing in everything that they do. Now, this is very interesting, right? That, the exclusivity on both sides, both platforms, and even, fans of both sides are not too fond of it. In fact, if you look right underneath that comment, another audience member of mine is saying, I'm all for Xbox starving Sony out. Sony has messed around for too long with the money hat, time to find out. So this is the sentiment around. However, I'm of the mind that the possibility of this happening is not just from wishful thinking. The possibility of this actually, happening is from the aspect of the market actually shifting so strong that you eventually see these competitors find ways to now walk into, and this is how I see it. Some of you may think it's capitulating or whatever it is. Well, maybe sometimes tongue-in-cheek, we may say it that way, but no. This is these companies walking into enemy territory and coming out with good money at the end of the day. Behold, the days of keeping things exclusive to your box, those days with PlayStation and Xbox, they are gone. Xbox realized very quickly that they needed to capitalize on the PC ecosystem that was growing around 2015, 16, 17. So day and date for PC is a natural thing for them. PlayStation is the one that's coming around just recently to continue to do this and even now push day and date as well. But look at something that PlayStation is doing. It's walking into opposing territory with some of its games. In fact, one of its major games next month, very soon, hopefully, is going to be walking into Nintendo's own land and wants to go in there and make money. This is the PlayStation that I want to see. I mean, for some of you who've been over here saying, oh, PlayStation can't get gang, like, yo, that time is all gone, man. Just letting you guys know. I want to see this PlayStation walk up in Nintendo and take 5 million copies of any game that they want to sell up there. That's the PlayStation that I want to see. They go in there, they make a game, they find it compatible with Nintendo, they drop it on there, and then the game does 5 million copies. They walk away with their percentage cut. That's it. Nintendo's going to make money. They're going to make money. Steam's going to make money. Whoever is carrying the game's going to make money. Eventually, I'd like for them to do the same thing with Xbox. I mean, they're already making MLB The Show and putting it on there, but they're not going to do that. Now, I'm not going to force them. It's their game. And again, it goes back to my own original stance with exclusivity. If the game belongs to you, do what you want with it. Take it to other platforms. Don't take it to other platforms. It's your game. However, from a business strategy and a perspective where you see that Xbox has actually switched it all up, they're like, okay, we're going to pretty much try it out. We're going to see how it looks. Some of the fans first, they kind of screech, they kind of read, Xbox, you have a winning position instead of you to lord it over PlayStation. They've been messing with you for a long time. Granted, but Xbox is like, no. If you look at the numbers from the Activision Blizzard, thing and what we got to see, you make a lot more money at the end of the day. I mean, I don't know if many of you remember, just a few hours ago, I calculated the math for you guys. Based on the letter that Jim Ryan wrote to the FTC, 14 million people had played around 2021, by the way. This was 3 years ago. 14 million people had played Call of Duty across the devices for the game as it stood. This is both PS4 and PS5. That 14 million number, if you push it to 2014 with no growth at all on just PlayStation, after the 70%, 30% cut, Xbox stands to gain at least $6 to $7 billion in 10 years. There is no amount of console sales that's going to capture that kind of easy money for you. And that's not talking about their PC sales that they're going to capture. If they can actually cross again another 14 million, users across Battle.net, Steam, and Xbox over the years, and even their Xbox app on Game Pass. Somebody subscribes, plays it on Game Pass, they decide they want to try more, and they still subscribe, or then they go ahead and buy it, and they can convert that market. That is doubling up on almost $10-15 billion in 10 years from just Activision alone. That's not Blizzard. That's not King. It is this motivation that I've looked at and said, PlayStation, what are you guys doing? Your box, yay, whatever, but you've already brought your box to a place where you've opened Pandora's box. You've told everybody that you can give them PC-like performance, except you're not a PC. You're still a console. So now most PlayStation players are looking forward to at least trying to, achieve this console-like performance at the end of the day. Look, I'm still even using the same Spider-Man Miles Morales footage on both videos. I kept those files, bro. I kept them. And, you're still in a position where they still have to, be locked into a console ecosystem. So why not go farm money out of Steam? You are already. You're seeing it. Take it there day one. That's the one thing I've been saying for PlayStation to do. People on PC will buy these games. Wolverine, the PS5 Wolverine, if they launch it on PC day one, 5 million copies. This is not even a joke. Starfield did 5 million on PC, on Steam, or more. What Starfield, Wolverine? Are we in the same world where Wolverine can't do 5, 6, 7 million copies on Steam alone? But PlayStation is still playing its old games. It's doing this little thing bit by bit. And some people are saying that, if they do something like that, it's going to ruin their brand. See, your brand, and I will say this every time, and I'm going to log out of this video. Your brand is ruined when you don't have money. All this talk about Xbox ruining their brand, now that they're about to farm billions from Call of Duty, nobody remembers the ruined brand anymore. Why? Because their bank account's about to look really fat. That's where the brand is. I remember y'all were telling me this months ago, and I kept saying, guys, by the time Call of Duty money starts to flow in, y'all are not going to be worried about it. Now it's like, it's make or break. And, PlayStation might come out, that opinion piece from Games Industry that Biz, that PlayStation might come out with the most black ink. So now they want to talk about black ink when Black Ops is coming out. You see how they switch it up on you. So if anything, Xbox needs to lean in further. And if PlayStation wants to, they're welcome to join as well. Let the competition rage on. This competition raging on is going to bring the best bet for you and me, the consumer. These are my thoughts on exclusivity from the general sense. If you want to hear anything more specific, I guess you may watch other videos. Thank you very much for your time and audience. I appreciate those who put the comments out there. Shout out to y'all. Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.